Okay, so let's get into value streams. This is an area that really can mess a lot of individuals up. I'm going to reference SAFe, Scaled Agile Framework, quite a bit here. They're a great organization if you haven't heard of them to look into. I believe it's just safe.com. But there's two types of work streams, organizational and development. So organizational contains the steps and the people who deliver end user value using the business solutions created by the development value streams. Development value streams contain the steps and the people who develop the business solutions used by the operational stream. So what does this mean? You can look at SAFe uh, value streams a couple ways. I'm going to dive into value stream mapping first, and that's essentially what the supplier, what your raw goods, what your input is into the steps. So what is actually going in to the steps that is in an order, what have you. I have an infographic there with kind of a value stream of how a vehicle is made. So think about it from the steps involved, the processing time involved, the wait time involved. A lot of people don't think about that. And then to the end delivery to the customer themselves. So within value stream mapping, there are so many commonalities with business agility. These steps right here can almost overlap with your business agility plans. So first we want to sense the opportunity. Did we receive an order? Do we just think that the market's there? Do we have actual empirical data to reference it? Then we want to support an MVP, a minimum viable product. So we're going to fund this minimum viable product. And remember how we're funding it. We are not doing project-based funding anymore. We are going to organize our funding purely around the teams that are delivering it. They are the ones that will tell you how to go about it. So decentralized and collaborative budgeting. Then we're going to organize around value. And this is not meant to be top down. This is not meant to be organized by function. We're going to organize by product. Team business roles are embedded into these teams. Requirements are always going to evolve, remember. So organize correctly, connect with the customer. So remember the customer-oriented product portfolio piece? We're going to serve the needs of the customers. IT is jointly accountable with the business for this. It creates a seamless customer experience. So to recap the first half of this value stream and what the value stream is. We've sensed an opportunity. We have a need. We've funded it correctly with our new budgeting model. We've organized around value, not just project. We've connected with our customer to constantly be gathering feedback. And now we deliver, in my opinion, the most important part, our very first delivery piece. We've delivered MVP. What is that minimum viable product that we actually delivered? Then we can pivot based on feedback that we've gathered from delivering that MVP and deliver value continuously. There's going to be improvements. The very first car that Henry Ford created is not the car we are using today. So learn and adapt. And then you might say, well, I can't do value streams. My product is already out there. And it's, say we are making cars today. Well, I'm not making the Camry, but you are. Think about it from the manufacturing standpoint of putting yourself there. Is map out what's the opportunity. Individuals want a economical car that gets good fuel economy. What's that MVP? Well, we can create the first Camry, back in the 80s. We've done that. Did we organize around value? Well, Toyota is a perfect example because they are the actual organization that created Lean and the Kanban board. So we're organizing our teams in the correct way as far as individuals that work on wheels. Individuals that design the interior, all together design the interior. Did we connect with the customer? Well, if you remember the gas price hikes back then, you would say, well, yeah, in the 80s, there were some huge gas price hikes. The customer needs a car that's reliable and good on gas. So then we deliver our first Camry. Might not be the perfect one, definitely not the one we see today, but it's still a pretty good one. And then we get feedback from them. They said, this upholstery is kind of cheaply made. I'd rather it be a little bigger or safer. Okay, great. But you like the gas aspects of it? Yes, we do. Perfect. So we move on with better interior. And we want it to be a little bit safer. So let's look at the technology around safer. And then I'm going to fast forward here to delivering continuously. You know how much of the Toyota model is automated? Pretty much all of it. So think about that as you're going through kind of writing down and creating your minimum, your value stream is as simple as type, name, description, customer, triggers, value received to enterprise, value received to customer. These can all be words. For your first one, I would recommend just writing it down in words. When you get better at it, you can write this down numerically, where then we're going to start to look at value received from a mathematical or financial standpoint, and then the value received to the customer as well, as far as they can look at it in a little bit different. So it's almost from a design thinking sense, as far as empathize with them. I have saved X number of dollars from putting money into my car from a gas perspective. This is exactly how Tesla went about it. Is they mapped out their value stream for their very first Tesla, is putting their customer first and tired of their customers paying for gas. So it was one of their major aspects. And so they could actually put a number on it. We're saying this will save the average driver $4,500 in gas. Let's just state. Great. So now you've put actual numerical values on it. But remember, it's important to quantify this. So whatever your product is, be sure to quantify it in a way that is transparent and amongst your entire group, and then communicate it, because from here is where we can really learn to cut out the fat from a business agility standpoint. We can move into that a little bit more development and operational value streams, where we are not only just putting the people at the center of the business, but then we're thinking of new ways to satisfy those folks. Because individuals, if they say, well, I'm going to keep this car from the 80s that I've had forever, great. You might want a new one made in this decade, right? So think about that, because it's going to help you iterate and improve constantly when you're always validating new products and always delivering.